Good afternoon. Team Bingos are going to discuss how the Red Cross and the Red Crescent are doing their part for climate change relief around the world.
Imagine a world where ecosystems are extinct, famine and drought scourge, and the raising of sea levels drown our vegetation, putting our lives, homes, and land at risk of extinction. Today, all of us contribute to the increase of carbon emissions and greenhouse emissions, which is the leading cause of climate change. Pollution from cars, aeroplanes, buses, energy that powers our electricity, including our mobile phones, are all leading causes. Climate change emissions may not directly affect you now, but in other countries like Bangladesh and the Philippines, severe storms, raising of sea levels and famine are a tragic reality for those residents. There are many disaster relief projects that contribute to the cleanup and aid of such natural disasters, but one major business industry of a non-government organisation that is internationally known for their humanitarian work are the Red Cross and the Red Crescent. The next few correspondents will elaborate on the trauma climate change is causing and just how the Red Cross are helping. A reporter from the Philippines will now talk to you about climate change and how it has affected their countries over the decade.
Hi, Krizzia here. I'll be talking about Philippines. Philippines is a collection of more than 7,000 islands. There's almost nothing standing between them and the sea. Philippines also lacks natural barriers. In addition to their coral reefs, one of the best buffers against typhoons are Philippines' mangrove ecosystem. El Niño. El Niño is the dry season in the Philippines, which is more heat is released into the atmosphere. This additional heat in the ocean and air can lead to a stronger and more frequent storm, which is exactly what we've seen in the Philippines for the last few decades. Dr. May stated that El Niño years are likely to foster stronger typhoons in Northwest Pacific because of the regions they form and tend to shift along with the warming surface waters. Further southeast towards to the Central Pacific, the increase may be more than 12% if the greenhouse gases rises faster than RCP, which is the representative of concentration pathways. 4.5 climate models used for the study. The models projects carbon dioxide equivalent level to reach 550 parts per million by 2060. Up from about 404 ppm now, we believe that the intensity will be even stronger with the higher CO2 concentration, said Ms. Dr. Y. Storms such as Haiyan could have significant impacts on each regions in their path. Haiyan left more than 6,200 people dead and 1,785 missing in the Philippines, clocking sustained winds of 315 kilometers per hour, the fastest ever recorded. Here's a graph of the typhoon peak intensity from 1950s to 2100, showing how the intensity getting higher and so much stronger. A study covering 850 typhoons in the region found the intensity of damaging storm has increased about 10% since 1970s.
The Red Cross is a non-government organisation whose mission is to prevent or reduce human suffering wherever it is found. One of the humanitarian directors from the Red Cross is going to elaborate on how they are helping to fight climate change in the Philippines.
The Red Cross is an international non-profit organisation based in Switzerland. We are an international humanitarian organisation committed to providing international aid assisting displaced or disadvantaged people. In 2017, one of our focus countries is the Philippines. Currently, the Philippines is experiencing more powerful typhoons than ever before on average, and this is likely due to climate change and the more powerful El Niños. Because of this and the unique ocean proximity that the Philippines has, they are especially affected by climate change. As a humanitarian organisation, we believe we have an obligation to assist people affected by climate change, and so we have several measures in place to mitigate the effects of climate change on these affected people. The first is our Partners for Resilience program. This program is based on our volunteers going to countries and providing the people living there with the help that they so desperately need. We assist people in increasing the supply of water, diversifying their livestock and crops so that a drought or natural disaster destroys one species, hopefully a different one suited to thriving in that location will be able to survive, and that will allow the people to continue to have a source of income and food. This program also allows us to reforest areas that are prone to erosion, landslide or desertification, all of which are problems that can be caused by climate change. Another of our methods is forecast-based financing. This allows us to react before the disasters occur. We can attempt to use data to predict where and when these disasters happen and have funds set up to counteract them as soon as they occur. Additionally, one of our other main methods is called national adaptation plans. This is where we work with communities to adapt them to a world that is being changed by climate change. This also helps to direct development planning around climate change, so new infrastructure will be able to withstand the changes. Finally, our other method of combating climate change is via working with the Climate and Development Knowledge Network as an almost liaison to assist small, local and grassroots organisations in the Philippines to ensure they have a hand in government policy. Studies have suggested that if we simply train these organisations and leave, their effects on climate change is very small. However, if we manage to stay and assist them in trying to fight climate change, they can have very far-reaching benefits.
A correspondent from Bangladesh is here to talk to you about the effects of global warming and what the Red Crescent is doing to provide humanitarian aid.
Thanks for that, Jamie. Hi everybody, my name is Bish, the Bangladeshi newshound, and today I want to discuss the current effect climate change is having on the environment in Bangladesh, as well as the citizens, and what the Red Cross, or rather Red Crescent Society, is doing to help. Bangladesh is one of the most disaster-prone countries in the world, primarily because of its geographic location. It is located in a small cove essentially surrounded by India and at the tip of Bengal Bay. Almost every year, the country experiences constant floods, which causes tidal surges, cyclones, droughts, and earthquakes. Its denizens are primarily rural, with almost half working in the agricultural sector. Because most Bangladeshis are located outside of cities, where emergency relief is most accessible, rural communities are usually the worst hit. Instead of going on a long scientific explanation as to why Bangladesh is so vulnerable to climate change, I'll put it as simply as I can. Bangladesh is located between the sea, the Bay of Bengal, to the south, and the mountains, the Himalayas, to the north. This already causes monsoons to form relatively easily, and climate change only furthers the environmental dangers. A research paper titled Climate Change Impacts and Adaptation Assessment in Bangladesh by Anwar Ali, that was published in 1999, states, most of the climate change impacts in Bangladesh are likely to come from the south, that is, the Bay of Bengal and the adjoining North Indian Ocean. These waters are the sources of tropical cyclones and storm surges, coastal erosion, monsoon wind, evaporation for monsoon rainfall, floods, and droughts. This analysis proved devastating in 2007 when Cyclone Sadia formed south from Bangladesh and made its way to the mainland, resulting in 15,000 deaths and 7 million lives displaced. The Red Crescent Society is essentially the same as the Red Cross, except instead of aiding Christian countries, they specialise in primarily Muslim countries. There are 189 officially recognised Red Cross, Red Crescent and Red Crystal societies, uniting 128 million individual members and volunteers and 263,000 employees. They provide emergency relief on a national and global scale. The Bangladesh Red Cross Society Strategic Plan for 2017 to 2020 outlines that its four main goals are the following: strengthened preparedness, response and recovery services in reducing impacts of global disasters, emergencies and other humanitarian consequences. Goal 2, strengthened community toward making them resilient to multi-hazard and climate-induced phenomena. Goal 3, national society development initiatives contributed towards building strong and sustainable NS. Goal 4, quality health services for people in need at all levels improved and ensured. A specific program, the Cyclone Preparedness Program, or CPP, is an institutional arrangement that strives to prepare Bangladeshi communities of any natural disasters that are likely to strike. It assists in sheltering, rescuing, and giving medical attention to those who need it. It is heavily involved in post-disaster recuperation and exhaustive rehabilitative operations. The CPP has 203 employees and approximately 49,365 volunteers across 7 zones and 13 districts in Bangladesh. Other programs the Red Crescent Society operates in order to assist the citizens in Bangladesh are urban disaster risk reduction, the building community resilience through climate change adaptation, and disaster response teams. Through the work of thousands of volunteers and workers, the Red Cross Society of Bangladesh has aided countless lives and will continue to do so for many years to come. Back to you.
As you can see, the Red Cross are doing all that they can to help those in need all around the world. But what can you do to help? By turning off your electricity between the hours of 6 and 8 p.m, sometimes walking or catching public transport instead of driving, recycling, or even minimalising the usage of your phone can do a lot to help our planet. Thank you.